In all honesty, if willpower were the secret, wouldn't you be consistent by now? Today's questions are very simple. Have you ever asked yourself why a certain Monday morning or Monday you would be very productive, and then for the rest of that week you literally crash out and you are not very productive? Or why you would have this feeling of motivation and surge of energy and readiness to conquer any mountain after listening or watching a productivity video, only for you to be unable to follow through with the commitments you made immediately after watching it or the day after? If you relate to these scenarios, or your answer to these questions is yes, then you don't have a discipline problem as most people would want you to believe, but rather you have a design problem. This means the systems that you have created around you are actively working against you, and that's why you have been unable to master the art of consistency. And today in this video, we're going to learn how to build this consistency for ourselves. The first thing you need to understand is that willpower is not enough, and willpower is not a sustainable mechanism to create a consistent habit. The reason why this is the case is because willpower is diminishing in nature. Willpower is a finite commodity. This is true because our minds, how they are wired and how they were made to function, is that they try to conserve energy, and willpower, for it to operate at its optimal, requires you to have a surge of energy, which is just unsustainable for your brain, considering the fact that you do so many things. That's why for people who rely on willpower, or who believe what you've been told, that if you care enough about a cause, if you give yourself enough energy and push yourself hard enough, you're going to feel the willpower and you're going to be able to act. That's why you've believed that, and that's why you've not been able to move forward. But here are 3 steps or 3 habits you can instill in your life that will help you create this consistency. First, create identity based habits. By creating identity based habits, you are essentially tapping to your human nature, to your humanism, to what makes you a human. To make this easier, I want you to remember the time when you were a child, when your parent could probably tell you, you are a kind boy, you are a kind girl. What this did to your brain, it made you start taking small actions towards becoming that kind boy, that kind girl. And this is the mistake that most people now make when it comes to trying to become consistent in things we do. You normally try to ask yourself questions in the line like, what do I need to do to become better? Or what do I need to be doing at this moment? And your answer to those questions are normally things like, I need to read more, I need to eat healthier, I need to go to the gym, I need to wake up earlier. But the problem is, this is something that does not align or is not in tandem with our human nature. And that's why that mechanism, while it might work for some people, for most people it doesn't work, because it's foreign in some sense to how your human psyche has been conditioned. So that's why creating these identity based habits would be better for you creating consistency. The second thing you can do is try and create small momentum, or break down the tasks you want to do into smaller sections. This helps to reduce the overwhelm that makes your brain spiral into a cycle of procrastination, hence inability to be consistent. What I mean, for example, if say you want to start journaling, and journaling is something that is foreign to you, as opposed to setting out a very high goal of, say, journaling for 20 minutes each day, you can say journal for 2 minutes each day. This is going to create a task that is so easy that you wouldn't want to procrastinate, or you wouldn't want to miss doing each and every day. And the benefit of this is that it's going to build momentum. And as you build momentum, you will get consistency. And as you get this consistency, your brain is now going to open up and be more open to handling greater tasks, and this is going to build consistency, and this is going to be very effective in building that consistency you so seek. The third thing is environment control. And this is the most important thing. It doesn't matter if you do the first two things and the environment around you is one that is not in tandem with what you want to do, because you need to understand your environment influences you, and this is why willpower fails. For example, you're someone who tells yourself you want to start waking up early each and every single day, and when you wake up you want to go and exercise, or you want to read a book first to make sure your brain interacts with something intellectual. But beside your bed, at your bedside table, your phone is the first thing that is there. Intuitively, or immediately you wake up, you're just going to go to your phone, and you're not going to be productive, because that is going to set the pace for your day. So that is why I am saying you need to have systems that are in tandem with the person you want to become. So if you want to be productive, put a book beside your bedside table. This is going to help you wake up, and the first thing you have there is a book, so you're likely going to read. If you want to go to the gym, the first thing you wake up, put your gym clothes next to you, such that when you wake up, the first thing you do is you see the gym clothes, and that is going to tell your brain, I need to go to the gym, I need to go and exercise. If you control your environment in this way, you're going to be able to build consistency. And the joy of doing this is that the more you do it each and every single night, so each and every single night you make sure you put your book there, or you put your gym clothes there if that's what you're supposed to do the next morning. This is going to create that consistency you're so looking for, and that is going to help you achieve your highest self. The second thing you need to understand is, even if we've talked about these three ways you can build consistency, life just happens sometimes, and it's not always going to be easy. And that means sometimes you're not going to be able to do what you want to do. You're going to miss going to the gym, you're going to snooze that alarm. And in these instances, these are literally the most important instances that you need to know how to manage, because this is usually the difference between someone who's going to spiral back into not being consistent, or someone who's going to be able to carry forward. So in these instances, your mindset is what matters. Don't tell yourself negative things like, I am not consistent. Tell yourself positive things that encourage you, like, I am learning how to be consistent. Because when you tell yourself positive things, you encourage your brain to forge forward. When you tell yourself negative things, you encourage your brain to stop and shut down and give up on that particular thing. So that's something that you need to master and need to have in mind. As I conclude, consistency is not about trying harder. Consistency is about building a life where showing up for yourself becomes less of a struggle and more of something you enjoy. So the next time you think you need more willpower to be consistent, pause and ask yourself, do I really need to push myself harder, or do I just need to change the systems around me? If you found this video useful, remember to leave a like, remember to subscribe, and remember to comment and share this video with everyone. Thank you so much for watching to the very end. See you next week, same time, same place.